Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever will face Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky in prime time to tip off the inaugural WNBA Rivals Week in August. Other games will include two between New York and Minnesota in a WNBA Finals rematch, a potential matchup of Paige Buchers and Dallas, which is expected to select the UConn star with the first pick in next Monday's WNBA draft, against Clark's Fever, and Atlanta's Brittany Griner facing her old Phoenix Mercury squad. The week will be sponsored by Alli Financial, the newest partner for the league this season. You can have a great partnership, but you also have to have great activation, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert said in a video conference interview. There's going to be a full slate of games that week, and that's going to be a cool part of the activation. Rivalry week games will be broadcast on a variety of networks, starting with the primetime game between the Fever and Sky on CBS on October 9. The timing of that week is critical because in August you start to really make that playoff push, Engelbert said. So it would be great to have those matchups during that period to drive that playoff push into September and crown a champion in October. The NBA has had a Rivals Week for 3 years. Engelbert has mentioned in the past how important rivalries can be to grow the sport. The league started the Commissioner's Cup in 2021, and that in-season tournament has helped spawn rivalries between New York and Las Vegas, as well as the Liberty and Lynx over the past few seasons. What Kathy and her team have done with the league, the cultural currency of the players, the media connectivity, the entire ecosystem is just phenomenal. Alli Financial Chief Marketing Officer Andrea Brimmer said, "To me, it's kind of the crown jewel of what's happening in the women's sports space. This isn't Alli's first foray into women's basketball. It was one of the inaugural partners with the 3-on-3 League Unrivaled that finished its first season last month. The conversations with the WNBA started years before Unrivaled came into existence. This very intentional focus on women's sports has been something that have been not only words, but deeds behind it," Brimmer said. "The ability to come on as the new sponsor of the WNBA for us is adding another jewel to the family." Alli also signed Buchers, the projected #1 pick, to an endorsement deal. The company already has deals with WNBA players Brianna Stewart and Sydney Colson. Partnering with Alli is about more than just banking. It's about people to make their money work smarter, Buchers said. "As an athlete, I've learned that success isn't just about the game you play, but the opportunity and resources you get access to." Brimmer said Buchers isn't just a brand ambassador, but also an online customer. She uses the product and she's got a lot of passion around financial education and financial literacy. Brimmer said, "The Dallas Wings hold the #1 pick in the upcoming WNBA draft, and all signs point to the franchise selecting newly coronated UConn champion Paige Buchers. However, the recent precedent for the draft spot Buchers is likely to occupy will be hard to live up to. That, of course, being set by the 2024 #1 overall selection, Caitlin Clark. This is not something lost on WNBA executives, which was made apparent by a response from Wings GM Curt Miller on a pre-draft media call. Miller was asked by USA Today's Nancy Armour whether Clark's progression last year with the Indiana Fever, amid the attention she received, could serve as a lesson for Dallas with Buchers. "Obviously, Caitlin had an unbelievable impact on the court, and her adjustment was quick," Miller said. He added that a big reason the Fever were so dangerous in the second half of last season was due to how fast Clark was able to get acclimated to the WNBA, something he emphasized was not easy to do. Miller went on to praise the Fever franchise for how they navigated everything that came along with the phenomenon Clark was in her first season. "Caitlin's arrival in the league, we can look at a lot of best practices to Indiana's credit that they did, and we will all be implementing with our own players." Miller did not reference Buchers directly in his response, but the implication was clear. Clark and the Fever have set a standard for the rest of the WNBA to strive to reach when it comes to success with rookie sensations. "It feels like forever since we've seen Caitlin Clark on the basketball court. After 12 straight months of Clark's signature three-pointers between her senior season at Iowa and her rookie WNBA season in Indiana, she got a well-deserved break this winter." But with the WNBA season now approaching, Clark will be back on our screens soon as she enters her second season with the Indiana Fever, already poised to be a lot different than her rookie campaign. Clark's rookie season was all about getting the star acclimated to the WNBA. The Fever spared nothing to make sure their games were played at bigger venues, national broadcasts were scheduled, and events celebrating the rookie were arranged. The on-court product from Clark was just as expected, if not more advanced. She broke the rookie record for assists in a season quickly, continuously broke both rookie and overall league records, and was named the almost unanimous Rookie of the Year. Yet, when the season came to a close, the Fever were swept in the first round of the playoffs. It was not completely shocking just based on the level of power other teams possessed, but the Fever now had the blueprint of what they needed to do to immediately capitalize on Clark's time in Indiana. Here's a refresher on what they did as they got to work in a busy offseason. The Indiana Fever star, who has been in the league since 2019, has taken it upon herself to offer a reminder about 401k contributions. Salary and benefits in the WNBA have been a massive talking point in recent years due to the explosion in popularity of women's basketball. Last October, one day after the WNBA finals concluded, the Players Union, WNBPA, announced that they would be opting out of their current collective bargaining agreement, CBA, with the league. The current agreement lasts through October 31st, 2025, which has given the league and the union a year to negotiate the next agreement. Should the two parties fail to agree on terms, there has been suggestion that a player strike is on the table. But while wider CBA issues will continue to be discussed, ahead of the 2025 WNBA draft on Monday, Turner detailed how stars can get the most out of the current deal. WNBA draft is almost here, she wrote on X, reposting her message from 12 months ago. 2025 401k max contribution is $2,350. With the current 25% WNBA match, that's an additional $5,075. Happy investing. As Turner points out, the league will match a quarter of the maximum contribution under the current CBA. Last year, she even noted that the benefit is listed on page 93 of the CBA for those players who perhaps weren't aware. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, meanwhile, has previously touted the benefits available under the deal. She told ESPN last July that the WNBA's 401k program, which includes an annual league contribution based on years of service on top of the employer match, is on par with other corporations' retirement benefits. Still, players will expect to see improved terms in the next CBA, given the growth of the WNBA in recent years. Last July, the league struck an 11-year media deal with Disney, Amazon Prime Video, and new rights holder NBC Universal. That is said to be worth a massive $2.2 billion or 200 mailers annually. One of the biggest rising stars in women's basketball, Flau J. Johnson, has decided to wait for that lucrative deal to come into play before she enters the league. It will begin in 2026, while expansion teams in San Francisco, Portland, and Toronto have been confirmed. WNBPA Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson said in a statement last year that the union will hope to fully professionalize the league, secure proper wages, improve working conditions, and lock in meaningful benefits for the next deal. Turner, who continues to push for better conditions, even discussed her soon-to-be teammate Caitlin Clark's rookie salary earlier this year. In an act of solidarity, she expressed her happiness at rookie stars earning more money, while still calling for better pay given the clear gap to the NBA. Appreciative that rookies this year are making significantly more than I did, she said. I'm hopeful that rookies 5 years from now are making significantly more than rookies today. It's all about the growth, even if it's more beneficial for others. Turner, meanwhile, signed with Indiana in March, having played 5 seasons with the Phoenix Mercury as well as one with the Chicago Sky. Despite not pulling on a Fever jersey before, she has described landing on the team as a full circle moment and is excited to link up with Clark and her new teammates for 2025. Indiana is such a big basketball state, the fan bases. They go full out for their teams, Turner said.